Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of the 3 by the Sea Designs podcast. I am Kim, and I'm 1/3 of 3 by the Sea Designs, along with my sister Becky and my mom Dreama. We have an Etsy shop where we sell our handmade project bags, stitch markers, and other fun goodies. And welcome to the channel. We love our crafty life, and this is so fun sharing it with all of you, so welcome. There's so much to talk to you about today, so I'm just going to dive right in and get started. But you can find us on Etsy. Just search for 3 by the Sea Designs. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook as 3 by the Sea Designs as well. We have a Facebook group called the Mermakers. That's a lot of fun, so check that out. And you can email us as well at 3bytheseadesigns@gmail.com. All of our contact information and everything I talk about today will be linked below in the description box. So if you're new, welcome. Thanks for checking us out. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. And I really, really hope that you're enjoying these episodes. I know that I'm having a lot of fun making them, and it's just such a great way to communicate with all of our friends and our customers. Last episode, episode 7, I announced a giveaway winner for the quilters planner that we had, and the winner was Deborah. I'll put your name down below on the screen. And I have not heard from this winner, so I'm going to give it another week or so for this person to contact us. You can email us 3bytheseadesigns@gmail.com and with your name and shipping information, and we will gladly mail that out to you. If I don't hear from the winner, I will go ahead and draw another winner for the planner. So I just wanted to remind everyone of that. So I have my earbuds in today. I'm hoping that helps with the sound because there's a microphone built into them. So because I noticed that the episodes sometimes sound a little bit echoey, so I'm trying new things, and so I don't know how the sound is gonna be for this video, but hopefully it will be better and not worse. So you may hear some odd things at times, like my creaking chair and my dog Finley, and although he's asleep right now, so hopefully he'll stay asleep for this. But I just wanted you to be aware of that. I think we can just dive right into shop news because there's a lot of shop news to talk to you about. I forgot to mention that today is Thursday, April 14th, 2022, and I will be uploading this video on Friday, the next day. So anything that you see that is something that I'm talking about today as far as things that are in our shop will be there on Friday, but I can't guarantee that they will still be available if you're watching it later on. All right, let's talk about our Ukraine fundraiser. We were so completely overwhelmed and overjoyed at the response that we got from our fundraiser. We sold out of all of the things that we put in the shop for the fundraiser. We had 3 different project bags. I'll put a picture up of the bags. We had 2 different sets of stitch markers and progress keepers, and you guys absolutely just blew us away with your response, and we wanted to say a very special thank you to everyone who purchased and helped us raise this money. So as of right now, we have almost $1,500 to donate. So we raised $1,448 to donate to the International Red Cross organization that is directly helping the refugees that are in Ukraine and that have had to flee Ukraine. So it just makes our hearts so happy that not only were we able to raise this money and to be able to donate it, but that you guys all rallied behind us and helped us support this cause that is become so special to us. It was so emotional and overwhelming to see your responses and to see how thankful you were. with your comments and your notes that you left us about just how grateful you were that we were doing this and how much you enjoyed being a part of all of this. And we just are so thankful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot even say it enough how thankful we are to you. We have already gotten our first set of orders out, and we are still, I'm pretty sure we've gotten almost everything out as of today, but if not, they will be going out this week, the rest of the orders. So Becky and my mom have been working tirelessly on finishing all of the bags, and we just are just so grateful to all of you. It just really brings us so much joy to have been able to do this, and to know that we have a community of supporters behind us that are willing to go that extra mile with us. So now, like I said, everything did sell out, but we decided to add a pre-order for the stitch marker rings with the sunflower progress keeper. I'll post a picture of it here, or I'll put up a picture of it here on the screen. And that is the only thing we have left for the fundraiser. We ordered the supplies about 10 or 12 days ago when they sold out. So it will just be a couple of weeks for everything to come in, and then we will get those out to everyone who has already pre-ordered, or if you pre-order those until they sell out. We did have a limited supply of everything just because it is very time consuming to make the bags and the stitch markers. We would have loved to have more, but like I said, we just wanted to do our small part that we could. So if you have not been able to get anything from the fundraiser, go to our Etsy shop because the rings are still available on pre-order. We have a few things that we are adding to the shop on Saturday, and I'm going to show them to you now. Our mystery stitch marker grab bags have been so popular, and because of everything that happened to me when I had my gallbladder surgery right before our spring update, I did not have a chance to put any spring mystery grab bags into the shop. So I decided, because a lot of people really loved our grab bags, and so I decided that I would go ahead and take the time to get those together. And so we're going to have a spring grab bag and a summer grab bag in the shop. Now, our mystery grab bags come in 2 different sizes. They're going to come in a small and a large. The small, the size of the grab bag just indicates the number of stitch markers and progress keepers that will be in the bag. So all of the details will be in the listing on Etsy for those. So we're going to have a spring mystery bag, a summer mystery bag, and then we thought it would be fun to just do a random mystery bag. So it could be anything that's either in our shop currently or inventory of charms that we have from, past sets that we have retired. It's really going to just be completely random, but super fun. You can customize the type of clasps that you want, whether you want rings or lever backs or lobsters, and you can mix it up however you would like to do it. So it's kind of customizable that way. And I just thought it would be a lot of fun to add those in because like I said, so many people love that fun mystery and the surprise that you get in the mail. So, so those will be in the shop on Saturday. And they come in these cute little bags. They might not be this color, but they will be something related to either spring, summer, or if it's a random, then, I don't know exactly what bag we'll use, but the stitch markers will come in a little container, and the container will come in these cute little drawstring bags. We are adding 2 stitch marker sets to the shop this week. The first one are these adorable swans. This is a 2-piece set You can make them progress keepers or stitch markers with the rings or the levers and lobsters. We also have these really beautiful cherry blossoms. They come in pink, purple, and blue. It's a 3-piece set. And again, you can make these progress keepers or stitch markers. You get to choose. So we have those 2 sets to add to the shop. We thought these were really beautiful for this time of year with spring here. And we wanted to go ahead and add those in. So those will be available on Saturday morning. We have also restocked several stitch markers that have sold out. So the garden stitch markers, I'll put up a picture here of all of the things that we have restocked. So the garden stitch markers, the turtle, the really beautiful rhinestone crowns. We have restocked Friends Forever. That's a 2-piece cat set that's so cute. Cup of Tea has been restocked. You guys love that charm. Potted Violets is back in stock. Our coffee set, the coffee set is a 3-piece set with a little iced coffee charm and a little wine charm, and it says coffee now, wine later. Bunny Blossom has been restocked. And I think that's it for the stitch markers that we have restocked that previously sold out. We have just a few bags left in the shop. Our project bags for spring have been extremely popular. We have 2 of the mini size. I'll put a picture up of them here in the pink and green floral and the black squiggle. We have the Tea Party drawstring as well as a zipper size left. We have the Spring Meadow drawstring. We have the Macaroons drawstring, the Hedgehog drawstring bag, and the Go Owl Out in drawstring and zipper. Now these are, I mean, some of them there's only 1 left. So if you see anything that you like here, definitely head to the shop now, because I don't know that they'll still be available for much longer. I'm pretty sure they are all low in stock. If not, like there's 1 left of them. So I know that the minis, there's only 1 left of each of them. So our shop link is linked down below in the description box. So you can click on that link and head straight to the shop, or you can go to Etsy and type in 3 by the Sea Designs. Okay, let's talk about finished objects. I only have 1 finished knitting object to show you. I do have something else that I was working on this week and I was able to finish. That's super exciting, so I will show that to you in just a moment. But I finished my socks. They're so springy. These are the Rainbow Connection socks by Kay Litton from The Crazy Sock Lady. And the pattern calls for you to use 2 colors and you stripe them, which is amazing. I have actually made this pattern doing that and it's absolutely beautiful, but I wanted to see what the pattern would look like in all 1 color. And I had this beautiful purple springy yarn and I think they just turned out absolutely gorgeous. I love the texture on the front of the sock. And I made them shorties, so they're perfect for our warm weather that we've been having, and I just am so happy with how they turned out. The yarn that I used is Emma's yarn. That's what her tag looks like, in the colorway Lilac You a Lot. And this is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I had this much left over. Look how gorgeous that yarn is. So like I said, I made them shorties. I did 12 rounds of ribbing, so a 2x2 ribbing, and then I made the leg. I followed the pattern and I made the leg, I think 30 rounds for the leg. And then I did a different heel than the heel calls for, or than the pattern calls for. So I did the umbrella, not the umbrella, I did the butterfly heel by Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. This is a new-ish to me heel. The last several pairs of socks that I've knit, not several, maybe 2 or 3 pairs of socks I've knit, I've been trying this heel and I really, really love it. I also did the umbrella toe, which is also by Kay Jones. And it's just a different way of doing the heel and the toe. And I really like having that skill set in my pocket that I can use if I want to change up the classic heel and toe that most people use to knit their socks. But I'm just so happy with how they turned out. I feel like this will be a go-to pattern for me, whether I'm using 2 colors to make the stripes, or if I just want 1 color with that simple texture on the front. And I just am so happy with how they turned out. You could even make them shorter, like if you wanted true shorties, like ankle socks, you could do maybe 5 rows of the cuff. I think I did 12, right? I said 12. Yeah, you could do 5 or 6 rows of the cuff and then immediately start a heel and make them like really, really short, which I think that would be fun. But for the first time using just the 1 color, I wanted to give it a little bit of a leg. Now I have noticed, and I think I said this on the last episode, that when I make this particular heel, I do knit an extra 5 to 10 rounds on the foot, because the heel construction of the butterfly heel is slightly different than, well, it's definitely different than the heel flap and gusset, but it fits very well. I just noticed that I need a slightly longer foot to make up for there not really being the true gusset there. So, but they're very comfortable, and like I said, the heel fits perfectly. It takes a lot less time than doing a heel flap and gusset, which I really do love that heel method, but I like knowing multiple ways of knitting a sock in case I want to change it up and not get bored. I cast on 64 stitches and I used 9-inch circulars, the Chow Goose shorties, and I used a size 2.5 millimeter needle for those, which is a US 1.5. So I've been trying to figure out like a sock recipe that works for me, depending on the yarn that I'm using, the base, and if I want to make a size medium, especially with a pattern on them, I am probably going to stick with the 2.5 millimeter needles, and we'll see how that works. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what works best for me, and it might not be the same method every single time. So if I'm using a thicker yarn or a thinner yarn, my gauge obviously changes, so I'll have to change things up a little bit. But overall, I'm super happy with this finished object. All right, the other finished object I have to show you is not a knitting project, although I did knit something with it, but it was a while back. So I have been dyeing some yarn this week, and because I needed some sweaters quantity of yarn, and I'm going to cut away in just a minute and show you a video of all of the yarn that I dyed this week, and so you can see it in a little bit more detail. But so I wanted to tell you first though, this yarn is something that I dyed last year, I think around October-ish. I don't exactly remember. I'd have to go back and look at my notes, but it kind of I made a cowl out of it, so I wanted to show you how it knits up. So this is the cowl. I think that's the top. I don't know, they might be the same actually. But look how pretty, like you can see, because sometimes it's hard to see when you look at a skein of yarn what it's going to look like knit up. So sometimes it's nice to see an example of how it could knit up if you used that yarn. But I just love all the colors in this one. Becky said it looks like a beachy sunset, which I totally agree with. So I'm going to cut away now and show you a video of all of the things that I was working on this week with the yarn. Okay, so I wanted to show you all the yarn that I have been working on. This is a DK Sparkle base. I actually dyed this colorway several months ago, I think back in October. And I really liked this blue color. I actually made a cowl out of this, I'll show you in just a minute. But I really liked this bluish green color, so I dyed a 3-color fade. I don't know if you can see it. This is the lightest color, and then it fades to the darker color. It's very subtle though. But I thought these would be really pretty together, maybe with some color work, or I don't know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. And then I dyed this really pretty soft green color. This is also a gold stellina in here. This one has silver stellina. This one has gold stellina. This is a 70% superwash merino, 20% or 25% nylon, 5% stellina. I'll have to look. I don't remember. And then this is a baby Surrey alpaca silk blend in just a shade lighter than this green. And I want to make a no frills sweater with these because you hold a fingering weight and a mohair together for that pattern, but I thought it would be really pretty with this alpaca silk blend. So soft. Then I made this really pretty variegated colorway. This has so many colors in it: greens, reds, blues, yellows, orange, navy, all kinds of really pretty colors in it. And I have 3 skeins of these, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet either, but something pretty. Then I have this really pretty non-superwash yarn. This is non-superwash merino, and then Peruvian Highland, and nylon. I'll look up the percentages and put them on the screen. But it comes undyed in this black and sort of gray color plied together. And then I dyed this really pretty mushroomy brown. And I want to make a cardigan out of these, actually. This I dyed for my Radvent cardigan because I needed one more skein of that pink, that really pretty soft pink. It's kind of getting blown out. Let's see if I can. It's a little better. So I have to finish that now that I have that one. And then this really, oh, you can see the tonal colors in here. This is a really pretty, I mean, it looks navy, but it's really not true navy. It's a little bit brighter than that. And it has some really pretty dark gray, silvery kind of tones to it. So I definitely want to make some kind of sweater with that. And look at that sparkle. This is also that gold sparkle. So this is what I've been up to. Which one's your favorite? I really like this green. I think I'm gonna call this Hazel. I don't know. So, but which one do you like the best? I really needed some sweaters quantities of yarn, which is why I did this, and sweaters and shawls, because that's kind of what I've been into lately. Which is funny because I've never really been a shawl person. I mean, I am, but I don't know, I'm really into it lately. Not as much socks, but all the sweaters. So what did you think of all of that yarn? It's so fun to dye yarn, but it's also very time consuming and a lot of hard work, so I don't do it very often, but I love doing it. And like I said, I needed some sweaters quantities of yarn, and so I thought it would be fun to get the pots out. I kettle dyed all of these, which is you just dye them in a big stainless steel round pot, and they all, I think, turned out so beautifully. So the only plans that I have immediately for this yarn that I know of right now are the, like I said, no frills sweater that I think it's by Petite Knits, and I'm going to use these two held together to make the no frills sweater. I don't know how the stellina will look, if you'll even be able to see it when it's held double with this alpaca, but I'm gonna try it and see what it looks like. And if you can't see much of the stellina, that's totally okay. So I know I have those plans for that. And then the non-superwash yarn that I showed, this is going to be some type of cardigan. I have a few things on my list. I think I actually had one on my Make 9 board, but that one might have been a DK weight. So I'm gonna have to look. I wanna find a fingering weight cardigan that I can use this gorgeous brown and black marled sock yarn. I just love that color, how it turned out. I think it'll look so pretty as a cardigan, something lightweight that I can wear in Florida just to throw on, and if I'm cold, either in a restaurant or at home, you know, because in Florida in the summertime we stay inside a lot because it's so hot, unless you're at the beach or a pool or something. And but the air conditioning inside can kind of be cool, and you can have a draft sometimes in your house. So I like to wear long sleeves a lot when I'm inside because of the AC. So it's like too hot to not have your AC on, and a little bit chilly when you have your AC on. So I think this will be a perfect cardigan. So these are the only plans I have immediately. The variegated yarn I think would be beautiful as some type of top, like maybe a summer top with short sleeves, but I haven't decided fully on that yet. And then, like I said in the little clip, I do want to find something that would showcase the blue yarn with that skein that I had dyed previously. So that took up a lot of my time this week. That's why I only have one finished knitting object to show you, but I do have a lot of works in progress that I've been working on. So let's go to whips. Okay, so this isn't a whip, but this is something that I wanted to talk about and maybe ask for your advice on. So last episode I showed the blanket that I made for my dog Finley, and I used this yarn, which is a bulky weight yarn that I got from Michaels. It's a Yarn Inspirations Karen latte cake, and it's 58% acrylic, 42% nylon. It looks like this. And I have quite a bit left, and I also have another ball of the same base. It's just slightly different color. In fact, I think it's this like taupey color here. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I thought, since it has so much nylon in it, could I make a pair of socks with it? Like maybe a pair of like slipper socks with it. I don't know. I think it would be really cool to try it, but can you knit socks out of acrylic yarn? I've never done that before, and I'm just curious about it. So I don't know. I think it would be fun to try it. It has these little fluffy kind of, I don't even know what they are. I guess that's the acrylic in there, but it made a really soft blanket. I'll put a picture up here of Finley. He loves that blanket that I made him. But I don't know what to do with this leftovers. So I'm not going to make another blanket. So I was thinking maybe I could make some yarn with it. And it does, like I said, it has 42% nylon, so it would be pretty stretchy. I don't know. So what do you guys think? Can you make socks with acrylic yarn or an acrylic blend of yarn? And should I make some really pretty, like, cozy slipper socks type things, because it is a bulky weight. So I've only ever knit socks with a fingering weight and a DK weight. I've never done worsted or anything bigger. So would that look silly to make socks with this? Slippers? I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are. So leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about that option. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yarn. All right, so I haven't made much progress on the second sock of my vanilla socks using my Murray Woolgoods yarn. I talked about these a lot on the last episode, but I kind of wanted to show you where I'm at with it. I think the last time on the episode before, I had just started the cuff on the second sock. So I have made a little bit of progress, but not much. I'm still just working on the leg. But I really, really love this yarn, and I hope that she dyes some more of this, because I actually think this would make a very beautiful sweater. Some type of pullover, something. I think this would be amazing, this yarn. I did put some colorful stripes at the bottom. Like I said, I talked about this a lot in episode 7, so go check that out. And the dyer of the main colorway is Murray Woolgoods. I'm in love with her yarn. She's actually doing a yarn update later this month in April, and she's already shown the colorways, and they are gorgeous. So I use this a lot for my car knitting when I'm waiting for my son in the car line, or when I'm just waiting anywhere in the car, or if I'm not driving in the car and I'm a passenger in the car, I knit on these a lot. So I'm not in the car too often, so they're not getting a ton of love, but I'm just wanted to give you an update on that. The next whip that I've been working on is the Lacy Advent Cowl by Crystal T Knits. I'm using my 12-day Advent from last Christmas from Story Weaver Yarns, and the theme was Chronicles of Narnia, or Christmas, Narnia at Christmas. I can't remember exactly what it was called. Christmas in Narnia was the name of the Advent from her. And it was 12 minis and then a full skein as well. But I'm not using the full skein. I'm just using the minis on this. So this is where I'm at. Last time I showed this, I was only to here. I marked it with this little Christmas tree progress keeper. We had those in the shop, I think last Christmas. But I've gotten so much done. I love it. I love all of the colors. I love the yarn. The pattern is absolutely so fun to do. Each time you change colors, you change the pattern. And the way this is working up is when you only have a 12 sheet, she wrote the pattern for either using 24 minis or 12 minis. And if you only have the 12 minis, you start with day 1 and you work your way up all the way to day 12, which was here. And then you mirror it back. So you start to reverse, you go back to 11, then 10, then 9, and you'll go all the way back to day 1. So you end up with 24 stripes. So I am so excited. It's very addicting to work on. And I just love how it's turning out. I'm weaving in all of the ends as I go. So at the end, when I'm finished, I will just have to go in and tighten these up. See if I can show them. So these ends are woven in. When I change colors, I weave in the ends. So when I'm done, after it's washed and blocked, I will go through and snug these up a little bit, like just pull them a little bit tight, and then I'll snip them off. I don't have to do anything else with it, which I think is so fabulous. So it's so nice to do that, to be able to weave them in as you go. So you don't, I mean, I don't mind weaving in ends, but I just love all of these colors. I love switching colors. It's scrappy looking, but it's also very uniform looking as well. And when I'm finished, I'll have a really pretty stripy cowl to wear. I wonder if I can try this on. Let's see. Because of the magic of these Cocoa Knits stitch stoppers, I'm able to try this on. So I just love how it's turning out so far. I think all of the colors are gorgeous together. It's addicting. I have been working on this so much, and I can't wait to get it finished. And I mean, I'm enjoying the process of this, so actually I'll be sad when it's finished, but I have so many minis, I could make a million of these. I don't think you can hear outside, but my neighbor is outside talking to my other neighbor, and they're being so loud. So if you can hear them, I apologize. Currently, I'm using this really beautiful soft blue color. And this is what all of the minis look like. I put a little thing on them so I can remember what day is what. And I'm pretty much going in order. I did have to switch a couple of the days because they were so similar. I think I switched, let me see if I can remember. I think I switched these two colors because this was day 11 and this was day 10. And I wanted to go in order, but when I got to this point, I was like, these two colors are so similar that if I put them together, it might not look as good. So I switched these two and put this lighter color here next to the blue, and then the red next to this pale green color. And I thought that looked a little bit better. So that was the only thing I really changed as far as not using them in order, which you don't have to. You can really do it however you want, which is the beauty and fun of a scrappy Advent project like that. My next whip is a new cast on. You have not seen this yet. This is the Noelani shawl by Dobratz. I'll put a picture up of it here. And I talked about it on the last episode and I showed the yarn that I was going to use. This pattern calls for 1 skein of slub yarn, which is that yarn that has the sort of bobble looking neps. I don't really know what they're called, little slubs, I guess they're called. And so it uses 1 skein of that and 1 skein of mohair. And you basically stripe them. So let me show you where I'm at so far. So pretty and soft. So the yarn that I'm using, this is the slub yarn. Gorgeous. This yarn is by Cornbread and Honey in the colorway You Oughta Know. It's 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. It's her fingering weight slub. And then the mohair, this is what the mohair looks like. It's like a very pale green and it has some yellow in it. So pretty. And this is by Beachy Breeze Fibers in the colorway Colored Eggs. It's a kid mohair silk blend. So I'm using these together, and you stripe the shawl all the way down. And I don't know if you can tell, but the stripes are going to get bigger as the shawl gets bigger, as far as the number of rows that you use. And there's increases all the way throughout in certain spots, so you have to have stitch markers on here to mark your places where you're going to increase. See if you can see those. So I have stitch markers held periodically, and these little rings that we sell in our shop work perfectly for the stitch markers because they're very lightweight and they don't dangle, they don't snag anything. It's really, really nice to have these rings. We're actually gonna have more of these rings in the shop soon. I'm gonna add a bunch more. So stay tuned for that because they're really, really nice to have on a project like this especially. So I just love how it's turning out. I can't wait to get this finished. I think it's gonna be so nice to snuggle around your neck, and just, it's a pretty big shawl. So I'm really enjoying the process of it. It's definitely not mindless because you have to follow the pattern and make sure you're increasing in the right spots. Make sure that you're doing the right amount of stripes, or the right amount of rows for each section. So it's not completely mindless, but it's simple enough to where it's very relaxing. You don't have to really think too much. So that is the Noelani shawl. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend the pattern. Oh, I did want to say one thing though about the pattern. So this is a paid for pattern, so I don't want to say too much, but I did modify it on the edging. So let me see if you can notice this. Hang on, let me put some stitch stoppers on these needles so I don't lose any stitches. If you have not used the stitch stoppers by Coco Knits, I highly recommend them because they are a lifesaver. You just add, they look like this, and they come in different sizes, and you just add them right onto the needles, and they help so much because they are not going to move. So they are amazing. Okay, so let me show you what I did on the edging. I started off doing the edging just like the pattern calls for. Looks like this. I would say from here to, let's see, where did I change it? Probably about here. So I started off doing the edging just like the pattern calls for, but I didn't like how it's turning out because these areas here kind of look funny to me with these, like they just don't look like a clean edge in my opinion. So I changed the ends to look like this, and let me know if you can tell the difference. So this section here is what I changed. This was the beginning, and I know it's going to be different, and I don't really care because you're not, when it's all bunched up around your neck, you're not going to see that the first, I don't know, 30 rows that I did are different than the rest of them. But from this point on, I did do this different edging. So I learned this edging In the last shawl that I made, which was the 12 Days of Knitmas shawl by Nomadic Knits. And basically, well, how do I say this without giving away some of the pattern details on the paid for pattern? Because the Knitmas shawl is free. So basically you create a faux I-cord edging. It looks like that, where you're slipping the last 3 stitches with your yarn in the front. So when you turn the work, it pulls that yarn that was in the front, it pulls it around to the back, and it sort of creates this edging that looks like an I-cord edging. And I actually like it so much better than the regular. I hope this makes sense. So if you have any questions or you want more details on it, let me know. But if you want to make this pattern, go look at the 12 Days of Knitmas shawl and see how they do the faux I-cord edging on the sides, and just follow that. Or if you have any questions, just let me know. I mean, I don't think this part looks horrible, but I definitely like the I-cord edging better. I wonder if you can see it that way. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me if this makes any sense. So that's the only modification I have made, is the edging. You can definitely see the loops, especially on the wrong side. You can see the loops up here more. It just doesn't look as finished to me. But other than that, I absolutely love this pattern, and I'm really enjoying it. The slubs are a little bit difficult to manage at times because they kind of get stuck when you're knitting the stitch. Sometimes they get stuck in front or behind. So I just kind of pull them through, and I really am just trying to let them fall where they may. But I really love the texture that slub yarn creates. So if you have any questions or want more details on it, just leave a comment or send us a message or an email, and I'd be happy to talk to you about this. The last whip that I'm working on, I just wanted to check in and show you the progress that I have made on my blanket. This is my Bits and Bobs blanket by Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. I'm gonna put a video up in just a minute so you can see it like kind of laid out on my bed, because it's really hard to show it all in the camera. But so let's see, where was I at last time? Last time I showed this, I was here. So I had just finished this purple and yellow section. So I've done that much since then, from here to there, about 5 inches or so. I really like this section of the colors that I used. This blanket's a lot of fun, very relaxing to work on. I talked about it a lot on a previous episode, probably like episode 3 or 4. And I just work on it mostly on Sundays. I have my Scrappy Sunday stitch marker from our Progress Keeper from Crazy Sock Lady. She started this Scrappy Sunday revolution, and it's so fun because I know on Sundays are usually my day where I work on scrappy projects or I start a new cast on. I don't know what it is about Sundays, but it gives me like the focus time to either start a new project, or I know I can just relax and work on my blanket or anything scrappy that I have going on. So I'm going to put a little clip of the blanket kind of laid out so you can see it in all of its glory. else do we have to talk about? Oh, yes, I have some happy mail, and let me tell you, I am not ashamed of the amount of happy mail that I have. It just so happened that all of the yarn that I have ordered over like the last couple of months all seemed to come at once this last 2 weeks. So I have quite a bit of happy mail to show you. And like I said, I love every single bit of it, and I'm not ashamed at all to show you how much I have. I have happy mail. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this happy mail. Okay. All right, so first I'm going to show you what came in my April Yarnable box. The day that I got this box, I checked the mail and I was on my way to pick up my son from school. So I checked the mail real quick and I had it in the car. So when I was waiting in the car line, I went ahead and opened the box. And so I think I filmed it like as I was opening it in the car. So I'm gonna cut away in just a second to that so you can have the reveal of what was in the amazing April box for the Yarnable subscription. This is an amazing monthly subscription that Hypnotic Yarn does, and it's so fun. I've been getting this for well over a year now, and I really enjoy it. This year I'm making socks with every colorway that I get, and I haven't even cast on the April socks yet, but now that I'm finished with those shorties, I'm going to cast this on probably today or tomorrow. So I'll cut away now so you can see what the April yarn looked like. And I thought, since I'm sitting in the car line to pick up my son from school, I would show you what was inside. So this month is called Mermazing. It's brought to you by Mermaid Scales, Seafoam, and Salty Air. The extras are Spa Bath Salts by Simply Organic Soap, Mermaid Keychain, designed by Yarnable, Mermaid Binder Clips, designed by Yarnable. This is the Soothing Bath Salts in Lemongrass. These are the adorable mermaid clips. So cute. And a mermaid keychain. How adorable is that? Sassy since birth, salty by choice. So cute. So let's take a look at the yarn. Oh, it's beautiful. Mermazing. 8515 superwash merino nylon. Look how gorgeous. It's coming up on the camera really blue, but there's a lot of purple in here as well. Like this section is definitely coming up pretty true to color, but down here this is more purple than blue. But it's so pretty. I cannot wait to start the socks for April. Wasn't that yarn mermazing? I love it. It is like so my colors. I always gravitate towards blues, purples, pinks, and just mermaidy looking colors. For socks especially, I love bright fun socks, so I'm so excited. And I mean, I think that colorway would make an amazing anything, cowl, hat, anything. It would be such a fun hat. So I'm really excited to see how it knits up. Okay, so I ordered some yarn and some stitch markers from Twin Mommy Creations. I have used her yarn on and off over the last couple of years, and she makes the most beautiful yarn. I love her colors and the techniques that she uses for yarn dyeing, and she makes just such beautiful things. So let me show you some of the things that I got from her. Okay, so the first skein is called Look Under the Surface. Look at those colors, all of the speckling. Beautiful, like aquamarine colors with purple and some sort of neon pops in there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So I got that one. She lives in Florida also, not too far from me actually. This one is called Where'd You Get Those Eyes? Look at that neon yellowy green. It's just gorgeous. With this mini, oh my goodness. I love it. This one, it's called You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat. A reference to Jaws. I thought this one would be fun to use during sock week this week with Natalie from Knitty Natty. Every summer during Shark Week, she does a sock week knit along, and I thought this one would be perfect to use. So fun. Last one I got is called Late Night Benediction. Wow, oh my gosh. Look at these colors. This is a sock set with a mini. These are all on her 80/20 base. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I also got some really cute stitch markers from her. I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan, so she posted her Gilmore Girls stitch marker set on Instagram, and that's what made me do this whole order, was because I saw these stitch markers and I absolutely just had to have them. So they come with this little button and on a chain. And look at these adorable stitch markers. They're all references from the show. The Luke's Diner. So cute. So she sent me a few extra stitch markers that I wanted to show. Actually, I ordered these. These are to go with my Shark Week yarn. Now, technically, these could be earrings, but I'm going to use them as progress keepers. But they're little sharks with a yarn ball. How cute is that? Study like Rory Gilmore, so cute. Dressed up like a bunny. So cute. And then this one has these adorable little bear stitch markers. How cute are those? And they're like the little clear laser cut bears. They're so cute. So thank you, Anne, for sending all of those little extras. I appreciate it. And you did not have to send my order in multiple shipments. You could have waited until everything was ready and then sent it, but I appreciate that you did that. That was very sweet. And your yarn, if you're watching this, your yarn is absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to knit all the things with it. Okay, I signed up for another monthly subscription, yarn box subscription. This one is from Avery Lane Creations. The name of her website is alcyarns.com. Her name is Nikki. She is a yarn dyer, and I think she has crochet patterns as well. This is the March 2022 Yarn Club. And so you get a skein of yarn and a bunch of extra goodies, and you also get to, you can scratch this little glittery sticker to reveal a discount valid for a yarn order. All of the color inspiration for March comes from various famous paintings. It amazes me how two people can look at the same painting and connect with it differently. So the extra goodies, there's a bunch of extra goodies, so let me show you those first. Look how beautiful that is. This is Watercolor Garden Skein Coat by Precious Knits Shop. So beautiful. And I'm definitely a center pole yarn I pull from the center of my yarn, so skein coats are perfect for me. Yarn cozies, skein coats, any of that. And then this is a little yarn tag from Idaho Tailor Made, and it says, "Yarn is my love language." That's so cute. And then there is also a candle. I'm not going to take it out because it's all wrapped up with bubble wrap, but the candle is Rose Patchouli Vanilla Mini Beeswax Candle by Freedom Creators Co. So I'll let you know how that smells when I open it. But that's so cool. A skein coat, a little yarn, like a little tag for your finished objects, the candle, the tea, and then of course the yarn is amazing. So this colorway is called Claude Have Mercy. It's an 85% superwash merino wool, 15% nylon, and this is a DK weight, 246 yards for 100 grams. Look how beautiful. All of those blues. It's so tonal, but also speckled. It's gorgeous. ALC Yarns. Now, the cool thing about her subscription is because she's mainly a crocheter, she also has a ton of hand-dyed worsted weight yarn in her shop. And I'm pretty sure when you sign up for the subscription box, you can get, one of the options is worsted weight. And she says that she has a lot of customers who order worsted weight. Oh, this is so soft. I love it, love it, love it. So gorgeous. So I'm excited to try this. So because my subscription for Yarnable isn't a fingering weight, I thought I would get a DK weight subscription, a monthly subscription box. All right, so my last acquisition Happy Mail order is from Desert Vista Dye Works. She dyes almost exclusively self-striping colorways for socks, or I guess you could use them for other things too. But her colors are absolutely amazing, and she takes these inspiration pictures and just nails it every single time. I haven't ordered too much from her. In fact, I think the last time I ordered was last summer when she had the crazy, or the summer sock camp colorway. So the one that hooked me that I ordered, the reason why I ordered was this color. And the colorway name for this is The Handmaid's Tale, and she absolutely nailed those colors perfectly. I don't know if there's any Handmaid's Tale fans out there, but Becky and I are huge Handmaid's Tale fans. It's a show that comes on Hulu. It's been on for, I think, they're about to do their 5th season. Or maybe it's just been released. It's usually like April time, so I'll have to check on that and see when season 5 comes out. But the colors in this are just exactly what you would think of when you like watch this show. So this is a DK weight, 245 yards, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's gonna self-stripe in these sort of burgundy and teal colors mixed in with some others as well. Looks like green and gray. Absolutely gorgeous. So that was what hooked me, the reason why I ordered from Desert Vista Dye Works. Then, because, you know, I just saw some other things on there that I wanted, I got these. This colorway is called Scottish Thistle. The purple and the lilac, like lavender, and the green. It's absolutely gorgeous. Bridgerton. Look at that colorway, how beautiful. This is also the sock weight colorway called Bridgerton. These will all stripe so beautifully in socks. This one is called Star Spangled. I love that. This is also a DK weight because this summer I want to knit some DK socks. And then the last one I got is this really cool, she calls them half skeins. They're 50 grams each. And this colorway is called Monopoly. So I can definitely do some shorties with these. This is like Monopoly money. This is like all the pieces on the, or all the stuff on the game board of Monopoly. So I just love those. And I thought it was cool that you can get two 50 grams. So you essentially have, you know, two different pairs of socks you can make with these. So that is my ridiculous haul of Happy Mail this episode. That is everything I have to share with you today. So thanks so much for tuning in to episode 8. And don't forget to check out our shop for the remaining bags and stitch markers that we have in there. And also on Saturday, when I add the new things to the shop, the mystery bags and the 2 new sets of stitch markers. And thank you again to everyone who purchased from our Ukraine fundraiser. Our hearts were so filled with joy, and we hope that when you receive your packages, that will be the same case for you as well. And thank you so much for helping us contribute that amazing amount of money to the Red Cross. We love all of you and appreciate every single one of you, and I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. One other thing I wanted to mention before I go is that our next big shop update will be for summer. It will probably be sometime at the beginning of May, so just a few weeks away. There won't be very many new project bags. It will be mostly stitch markers this time because we are gearing up for some things that are coming, some exciting things to come very, very soon. Hopefully we can get all of that done and ready to go in May, but definitely this summer you will see some new things in the shop, and I can't say too much about what it is, but it's super exciting, and we're really looking forward to that. But our summer update will happen in the next few weeks. I will keep you posted on everything as it happens, so stay tuned for exciting things. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Have fun and be crafty, and just take care. Comment below and let me know what you thought of the episode. And if you have any questions, just let me know, or just reach out and say hi. Thanks so much. Bye. Again. And so, I'm not going to talk about this because it's just too complicated. Our next shop update will, a US 1.5 millimeter, a US 1.5, which is a 2 point, hang on.